What I say, what in the name of Greg Davies are you doing, boy? Smashing everything to pieces like you're rampaging through Tokyo. Don't you see there's a table right there, son? Get a plate, a napkin, and learn some table manners.
Squeak! I'm Dittman, the Task Rat. And this is, as the title says, Taskmaster. I think I accidentally took Foghorn's advice last week and learned some manners. Not table manners, just general manners. Because I was way too nice to all of the contestants, even when they were screwing up. There should have been multiple disqualifications for the glove task and the live task, but I didn't give out any. Although, at least I'm pretty sure I know why that happened. And that's because I had a guest reactor with me. And it was really confusing, because I had Rocky Raccoon on. He told me he was Rocky Raccoon, and he was. But he wasn't, because I thought he was a specific Rocky Raccoon, and he was a different Rocky Raccoon. And actually, it turns out I did know him, but he was a different person than the other Rocky Raccoon that I did know. But anyway, I was irritated last week, and I was trying to hurry things up by not getting bogged down in the details and just quickly jotting down scores. But today, I will get bogged down in the details. You can expect an extra scrutinizing look at the tasks in order to make up for last week. But before we scrutinize, let's review the series scores. Pop! There they are. So Greg's scoring this series has been quite accurate to my scores, excepting one contestant, Joanne. She is faring much better in the UK version than in the Empire of Dittman Taskmaster. But other than that, things are similar across the board. And I wonder how the series is going to end up. Because John has a little bit of a lead over Steve right now. That could be temporary, all right? Steve just had one middling episode. So if John has a middling or a bad episode, that could change really fast. Okay, it's about time to actually react to something Taskmaster related now. And we're going to start with the contestant interview with Nick Muhammad. That's not going to be on YouTube, though. Not all of my content's on YouTube. This one's on Patreon.com/ratofalltrades. So if you go there and then get your little plastic card thing out with the numbers on it that all those humans like using, and then do something with that, then you can see the extra secret content along with the full episode reaction. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube, I'll see you in a moment for the short reaction. Alrighty, it's time for Taskmaster, Series 17, Episode 5, as judged by the Task Rat. We saw the hissing, and we saw the hands.
Quite windy, Steve. Yeah. Christ.
Quite windy, Steve. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen the wrong way.
Okay.
Oh, that was a baby.
Because we're going to get to see their most extraordinary pictures. 5 points for the picture Greg thinks is the most extraordinary, and one lucky winner will take home 5 extraordinary pictures.
Hello, Sophie.
Oh, hello.
And then recreate it.
Extraordinary picture have you brought me?
I set up a little studio in my dressing room and I made you this.
That's good.
What's that?
It's
Oh!
the dancing vole.
From episode 1.
Well, so this is a picture that I have taken, and it's a picture of a sign outside of a church quite near where I live. And I just find it extraordinary that Tees is so big. At this church. And it's like, why are they screwing Tees? Like, what's screaming Tees?
There's a slight razor voice on Till and Sunday as well, isn't there?
Yeah. St Anne's Church homemade cream.
Tees!
3 p.m. Till 5 p.m. Sunday!
And people watching us might think that's a very glamorous industry. However, my picture was taken of a comedian called Paul McCaffrey and captures the true bleakness of being a travelling comedian better than any image in the history of civilization.
Jesus Christ, that's a build-up. Oh my God.
What's he eating?
I have been in that chair.
You said an extraordinary picture, and I was like, mine's more experiential. Mine's a thought, a movement, an experience.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready for the
I'm going
experience.
to turn away now. I'm going to experience it.
No, you have to look at it to experience it. There, look. Oh, shag, yeah. But that's Che Guevara
I know who it is.
on a balloon.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Hello, Steve.
I might have
What
to.
I brought in is a photograph of two
Hang on.
friends.
Here it
Hang
is.
on.
The gentleman on the right, whose name is Glug Davies, he was a geography teacher who took early retirement. And then his friend, Alan Horne, runs a pub quiz.
It is sinister, isn't it?
I might be marking on instinct. What I was trying to say is, yeah, who was that? Joanne said that hers was extraordinarily bad. And I might have to score them that way. I don't know. Yeah, I can't really argue that any of them are extraordinary, except for the vole, because rodents are extraordinary creatures. So I will give Sophie 5 points for her wonderful, kind of cartoonish vole drawing that might have been a dead vole, but I don't think she intended it to be. So yeah, she gets 5 points. But for the other 4, I think I am going to have to score it based on how bad they were, how extraordinarily bad they were. In which case, probably Joanne does get 4 points here. Nick's was pretty bad. He definitely, I actually really liked it, and I think I'm going to title the episode Tease. Tease! I think I'm going to title it that. But, so I'll give him 3 points. And that leaves us with our series winners right now, leaders, John and Steve. Steve was not that bad, all right? It was bordering on extraordinary. Well, maybe a couple states away from extraordinary to find people who look like those people. But, so his might be the best, which in this case, because I'm grading it on badness, it's the worst. So he gets 1 point. John gets 2 points. I don't know that comedian, and it's kind of just a blah photo. So he really hyped it up, and I didn't get it.
Okay then, Greg. And get a load of this one.
See if
you
his
can
mouth
bear
is
it.
open. Oh, bears! Probably. Or something naked.
Be the most impressive load bearer.
Be the most impressive load bearer.
15 minutes time, you would stand at the doormat, wave with one hand above your head and give a nice big thumbs up with the other, whilst bearing the most impressive load.
Your load must not be touching anything other than you.
Your time starts when Alex interrupts.
It's called a support belt.
Your time starts when
I'm
Alex...
wearing a girdle, Steve.
You're wearing a girdle.
Your time starts when Alex
Good luck with the
interrupts-
task. I've started the clock.
Oh, yeah.
Your time starts when Alex interrupts you.
I missed my opportunity. We start with a bit of Joe and a bit of So.
Okay, well, I suppose I'll take that.
Yeah.
What's this for, to balance it out?
It's for strong men.
Oh, so can I stick stuff in there?
Do whatever you want, Joanne.
What's impressive as a load? What's an impressive load?
Like, could I wear that around my neck? No.
Didn't really try to do that, but still, I don't think she should have.
So I've maximised the load by using the pegging system.
Yeah.
So that's a load in itself, and then I've loaded the loader. And then there's some steering wheels and hula hoops around the neck for balance. Oh, and a plunger in there somewhere, yeah, look at that.
Lovely.
This is good, because then what I can do is put the balls on the skirt.
Shall I pour them in?
Yeah. Ready? Right.
Release.
Oh no! Oh no!
I was more impressed by Soph.
Did anyone down saw that, did they?
A little bit more impressed. But I'm not saying I am impressed by
Interesting.
either
I
one.
thought both ladies did what we call on this show a shed panic.
Bear an impressive load. Bear.
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 Bear. Got a rare tiger, don't know why, but it's quite impressive. Also, it's got a sort of natural...
How heavy is the caravan? I'm only kidding.
It's just some dress-up clothes.
If you go into the secret room.
The secret room?
Yeah, it's in the caravan.
It's like...
Yeah, there's a secret
sort
room.
of thing.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
The secret cake room.
Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Right. What I'm gonna
Well, I
do
guess
is
I
create
think it
somebody
started
who's
out
riding
as the
tiger,
secret
and the tiger and the person
treasure
are on my back.
room with Catherine Parkinson. I think that's where it started.
We could do this.
Kept most of it on.
Oh, there you are. It's quite windy, Steve.
Yeah. How long have I got, Alex?
You've got 2 minutes, Nick.
There you
Get
go.
your dignity.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't mind that. Have we got any model Gregs around? Because it would be quite impressive to have Greg on the old shoulders.
Yeah, I can get you some Gregs.
Yeah, can you get me some Gregs, please?
John,
Yes, Alex.
got a Greg for you.
Oh, this is good stuff.
The Greg for your gutter.
This is great.
Greg.
This is Greg, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present the most impressive load ever carried by man or woman. Feast your eyes on the one and only Gutter of Gregs. Yes.
That's a lot, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing we cannot do with a Gutter of Gregs.
That's your time up, John.
Thank you, Alex.
I kind of want to know how heavy those were, but yeah, I mean, we know that Joanne's was less than Sophie's, so let's do that Joanne 1, Sophie 2. I'm tempted to give Nick only 2, actually, instead of Sophie, because, I mean, even in that picture, the umbrella was kind of tilted, so you could tell it wasn't actually bearing that load. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. I'm going to give Nick just 2 and Sophie 3. But that leaves us with the 2 good ones. Steve's was close to being really good. If the head stayed on and if it was a bit straighter, then yeah, that would be impressive. But obviously, John's is the most impressive, the Gutter of Gregs.
Watching
So,
the Fresh Prince
good
of
job,
Midair.
The docks are squeaking hinges or what?
What on
Not
earth is
squeaking
going on in
rats,
here, then?
definitely.
Take the most dramatic photo of yourself in mid-air.
You have 15 minutes and may take 5 photos. In mid-air, I've never been a good jumper.
You're not allowed to go on the roof.
Now.
This is going to be a
You can go
health and
on the
safety
roof of the
ball ache,
caravan.
isn't it?
The most dramatic photo of yourself.
So what I'd love is to get the hairbands that they wear, the really bad knives to your head.
I've been doing a selfie on the top of a very tall building. I've fallen, and I'm plunging as I'm taking the selfie.
I'll have a wander.
Yeah, see what strikes you.
I'll have a wander and a think.
Because Steve is making a
Put yourself in the air. Have a wander around.
story again. Yeah. Go wander. Wandering's good.
Yeah. That hasn't been very helpful wandering around.
Right, well, we need to light a fire.
We can light a fire.
Good. Let's light a fire.
Right.
Drama.
I might need a bit of help.
Okay.
Now, I've been experimenting with how to get some G-force into my face.
Of course you have.
I thought this would be quite a nice... Huh? Do you feel G-force in my face?
Horrible.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
Steve, I think you're overthinking it.
It started out okay. Things took a turn.
I wonder if any of those photos were.
I got my parachute.
That would have been really hard to tell.
Ready?
Yeah, not bad.
There's the mid-air, Nick.
Can you justify to me that you were in mid-air, Nick?
You know when you put just a few things in a washing machine and it's going around quite slow, there is a moment where they sort of suspend as it's kind of...
Yes, of course, they are technically in mid-air, so that's what you were hoping for.
Here is Nick, dramatically in midair.
That's the right one to start with. Get it over with.
I mean, you arguably couldn't be less mid-air. Who's can we see next?
Yeah, he is, like, tied down.
I think you might be back in the game.
Taskmaster is proving to me that I have the creativity of a wheelie bin.
The next picture is the one taken by Sophie in midair.
I mean, I cannot wait.
Yeah, all right.
Was it another shed panic? Did you run into...
No, I planned this. I've been wanting to get him in that pigeon head from the moment I saw him.
People do.
Blood.
Oh, that's great.
That's good.
He's been shot out of the cannon. He's going towards a little bucket of fire.
No eye patch, though.
Did you get in a cannon?
Yeah.
You really want this, don't you?
Have a look at Steve Pemberton in midair.
I'm really liking this one. So I mean this task in general, not necessarily this.
Oh, it's a failed parachute.
Thing.
It's a failed parachute.
I like the cut rope. That's drama.
Yes?
This captures the moment of realization that he's going to splat.
Okay. I'm actually excited about this one. Yeah, so I like this task a lot. And I think there were a lot of clever ideas, but there was some good execution and some bad execution. First of all, Nick's idea was actually bad. And bad idea, bad execution, 1 point for Nick. But after that, I'm trying to figure out 2 points for Joanne or Steve. But I think it's definitely got to be Joanne at 2, because that looks more like a shed panic. And Steve, what I don't get is you can have real sky outside. Just, I think he's a movie director. He's too used to using green screen or something. Although they also have a green screen. Why didn't he use that? I don't know. Maybe that would be too much cheating. But yeah, he could have done the same photo outside and then just tilted slightly and get actual sky. So yeah. Then we've got John and Sophie, and Sophie's is a work of art. One, so you know actually John's is too. Oh, I think I'm gonna give 4 to John and 5 to Sophie. Although I very well may give John a bonus point in obfuscation if we have bonus points available, because that's one of the ones where I'm thinking of giving both of them 5, and I refuse to actually do that. I refuse to waver away from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, but we'll see how obfuscation goes in a few minutes.
One more then, and it's a tie.
Very cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, Joanne.
Hi, Alex. Tie yourself to the bed. Most tied up person wins.
You must be horizontal whilst in the lab.
If you pull down the terrible tie, you are disqualified.
Well, how do I know which is the terrible tie?
Oh, you'll know.
Your time starts now. Is going up like that horizontal?
Going up like what?
Like that.
Oh, no, that's not horizontal.
Is that horizontal?
No,
So this is horizontal.
that's horizontal.
So I need something to help me access.
Can I levitate? I'd have to levitate myself up.
If you could levitate horizontally, that would be perfect.
This is a bad idea. That's not a good idea.
Don't hit yourself in the face with a buckle. What do you need?
I need the ties.
Yeah.
I obviously can.
Oh, no, thank you.
For God's sake.
Some of the ties seem to have prayers on them, Alex. Is it a prayer?
Why do you think it's a prayer, John?
What else are you going to write on a tie? That was Welsh. Pedwich will o cloc gwan beth man gwanad cario ymlaen.
Okay, are
This
there
is something from like a really
hints on the
low-end
ties?
brothel, isn't it?
Hate the low-end ones. At what point are you going to start tying yourself together?
Maybe I'll make a start.
Is that the terrible tie? Pedwick, Wheeler, Clock, Gowanna, Bethman, Gowanna, Carrio, Yamlins.
You've got 20 seconds.
This better not be some snuff movie now.
2 on the head and 1 on the wrist, is it? Okay, I'm just going to just check on the ties.
You're so mean. Yes, it's tied.
It's Sophie and Nick.
I'm just going to strategise here first.
Okay, how long are you going to strategise for?
Just a second. I think I'm done.
Whilst in the lab, you must be horizontal. So does that mean that my sort of back has to be parallel to the floor?
Exactly
But I could
that.
be on all fours, couldn't I? So that's allowed, isn't it? That's horizontal.
I've got it, but I know what I'm doing.
Make sure you're horizontal.
I am
Quite a fall there, so be careful. Ooh, yep.
horizontal. But then as soon as I've left, I can actually be any...
Yeah, but you have
How
to be
long have we
tied
got,
to the
Greg?
bed.
Pardon?
Okay.
Alex.
No one's ever called me Greg before.
Ever in the whole show?
Ever in the whole show. I've been waiting. Thank you.
I've got a lot of rope and no way of doing it.
I feel like there's something I've not got right here. Tie yourself to the bed.
You've got to be horizontal whilst in the lab.
Whilst in the lab. I can't get out now.
You've got 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Nick.
But I don't know what this is gaining me.
1 minute left.
Right, oh God, quick.
Yep.
No. Oh, so close.
So you're still tied to the bed?
Very much. I mean, it's a very efficient tie.
Yeah, too efficient, really. There we go. It's Steve Pemberton.
Okay.
Oh, now you're talking. I want to hire the bed, so if I come off here, I thought there'd be a way to screw.
Oh, no.
Is this the horrible one? Oh, something in Welsh.
In Welsh. Does anyone know Welsh?
No, I can't keep up with the number of ties the tie gods are giving me. It's a whole tirade. Oh.
What?
20 seconds.
Okay, I think I'm done to enjoy it now.
5 seconds left. But if you could leave the lab now, that'd be great.
Actually, that would be bad if you could leave the lap right now.
And then the red tie, of course, my dad's tie, which says, "This is a terrible tie," and that was brought down by Mr. Steve Pemberton.
Of all the ties to rain down on me.
Poor Steve is out. I liked Sophie's attempt, and I thought the rope was impressive.
Hang
So better
on.
rewarded.
Most tied up person wins.
She was the most tied up person.
All right. I don't like this. I was about to say that I think this is going to be one of my favorite tasks of the series. And I'm already thinking of my top 5 or top 10, whichever I do, task reactions that I'm going to do at the end of the series. And both of the last 2 are contenders, but what I don't like is that terrible tie. Because Alex said you will know when you pull down the terrible tie. There was no way of... Well, okay, if you read, well, so there's one way of knowing that. There's one way of knowing that's a terrible tie, and I don't think any of those contestants can do that. So, Alex was lying. And honestly, if he hadn't said that, if he hadn't said you will know when you pull down the terrible tie, I wouldn't be questioning it at all. But now I'm considering giving Steve second place and giving him 4 points. I think that's what I'm going to do. That means Sophie got 5, Steve got 4, Joanne got 3, John got 2, and Nick got 1. And now what I'm going to do is enter the obfuscation round. And I'm going to do something I haven't done before, is I'm going to award a negative point. I'll do that instead. Steve took the terrible tie, so I'll give him 1 negative point. I know in Series 16 there was an actual task that involved a negative point, but this is the first time I'm giving out a poison point. Oh, I like that. Poison point. That's what Steve got for his terrible tie. But that still means he got overall 3 points on that task, because he did really well. And I want to be clear about my rules. I'm allowed to give out 5 points in the obfuscation round, and I'm going to count that poison point as one of the 5 points. I'm not adding a 6th point by going 1 down and then being able to go 6 up. So we're down 1, and that's important because we might use all 4 of these. We're getting close. So first of all, there's the title point. I decided very early on it's going to be tease, which is great. And then I also really liked Joanne saying the creativity of a wheelie bin. I'm going to give them both 1 point. And then earlier I said John might get an extra point for his midair task. And yes, I will do that. So essentially, he did as well as Sophie on that task. I think that settles it. Now we can move on to the final task of the episode.
I think Steve Pemberton's going to read this one out.
Is he?
Oh, yes.
You think?
Park a vehicle in the parking bay. Your vehicle must be rolled whilst standing on the spot, and the worst parker each round is eliminated.
It's a parking challenge. We have 4 parking bays there. So in round 1, you've got to try to park one of these vehicles in parking space number 1. So you can now write down what order you want to park your vehicles. As always happens in this show, Greg, the person in the lead goes first.
John, park that car.
It's not a bad start.
It's popped into 2.
Right, it's Sophie next. Bring your little version of yourself with you. That's lovely.
Oh, wow.
No, it's gone too far.
Nick, you're up next. And you've selected the buggy.
Yes.
You can just slot your little legs.
My own? Or...
Well, either's fine.
Very clever.
He's definitely made it through to round 2, I can tell you that.
It's closer than Sophie, yeah.
Okay, Joanne McNally, you're up next.
Woo!
It's safe. She is safely through. Well done. Right. Finally, it's Steve Pemberton. What have you selected, first of all?
I've
Steve is
selected
last
the
this
trolley.
episode.
OK.
Yeah.
Is it enough? Let's have a look.
Arguably, Sophie's only chance at winning an episode has just been dashed against the rocks.
This is aiming for number 2, of course.
Gosh, yeah.
Remember, number 2.
It's hard to get the balance right with that trolley.
Yep.
It's parking bay 2.
Nick, also with a trolley.
Oh, God.
Confident.
Bold.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm gonna win, Alex.
That's the right answer.
Oh.
Or it might be the wrong answer, because she's
Gotta
wrong.
say, despite being in the drop zone, I didn't want to see that.
Oh, that's lovely.
This is looking good.
That is lovely.
Yes! I think Nick's was a little better, but I mean,
Child.
that's just, they're going on to the next round, so. Doesn't matter exactly how
It's
good.
the penultimate round.
I wondered if he had forgotten he was going to too. Oh.
It's very level. It's very level.
Ah! Wow! Ah, yeah.
Really good.
Oh, lovely.
He's made it through the round 3. Well, lovely.
Okay,
Say goodbye
okay.
to Nick Mohammed. In the final round, you both push at the same time.
A twist.
So you must roll on the whistle.
I am genuinely excited.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, my God.
Pemberton wins. Very nice. That was an excellent ending. They've totted up the scores. But first, the all-important Empire of Dittman scores. You know what? Maybe I should actually leave the most important thing to last. Nah, I'm going to do mine first. This is so important, it has to go first. Well, the scores have been totted up. What does totted up mean? I don't know. We don't really say that in America, but they're totted up. And we have a winner. I do want to say that if John had won that last task, if he had been in first place over Steve, then we would have had our very first Empire of Dittman Taskmaster tie. Well, actually, we had a lot of ties in one of the previous tasks. But no, we don't have a tie. We've got a winner, Sophie, with 19 points. So, yeah, Sophie and Nick have both won an episode now. Not in their version, of course, but, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, and actually, the Steve, I think, is the only one I'm not sure. I don't think he's won any of my episodes. I'd have to double check. But that's exciting. I think John won this episode here. Let's go find out.
Third episode in a row has been won by Mr. John Robbins.
Right. There's only been 2 winners so far. Joanne's been close. They've only had 2 winners.
Mr. John Robbins!
You could call that an internal scream, maybe. Okay, let's see that balloon, yeah. Oh, that was the other problem with Joanne's, is it wasn't a picture, it was a short movie with a final still. Oh, look at that bowl. I like that. Okay. Yeah, actually, I like that art. There's nice composition and colors. What did I think of this episode? What did I not think of this episode? That's a terrible question. If you ask that question, feel bad. You shouldn't ask that question. What did I feel about this episode? Well, honestly, a lot. First of all, I did really enjoy it. I think this is one of the better ones. I wish that tie task, Alex saying that you'd know the tie thing, I wish that thing hadn't happened, because otherwise it would be an excellent task, and then he ruined it. He ruined it by saying that. Or maybe you could argue he ruined it by putting everything in Welsh. So that turned out less great. And also now I'm remembering the prize task, which wasn't great. Okay, so maybe I didn't like this episode. Maybe if you did ask, what didn't I think of this episode, it would be a lot easier to answer, because I think everything. I think it's good. I think it's bad. I think it's weird. I think it's funny. I think it's not funny. Anyway, go through the tasks one at a time. The contestants didn't really give that prize task their all. It was a challenging prize task. It was challenging, but they need to step up their game if they want to win this. And I literally ended up scoring it based on how bad they were, aside from the vole painting. Also, Steve has not put in a ton of thought to some of those prize tasks lately. I mean, that one there, I guess it probably took some effort to find two people who kind of look like Alex and Greg, but even then, compared to his first two tasks, well, I'm expecting he's going to have more prize tasks later on in the series that are like his first two tasks, with how much time and thought went into them. Everyone else, I don't know what you were doing. Then we had two subjective tasks in a row, and those were both pretty solid. The load-bearing one, I was curious that nobody did an emotional load, although that would have had to have been done very carefully and very well in order for that to work and not get 1 point. So, yeah, I could see that as risky. But I liked that. I don't know what either Joanne or Sophie were doing. Sophie still managed to get 3 points. I mean, she got stuff in her dress. That was kind of cool. But Nick, what is he doing? He's supposedly a magician. He should have the self-awareness as a magician to know what he can and can't do, and he just doesn't. It's crazy. So yeah, he ended up with just 2 points there. Next task, the mid-air photo, another great subjective task that would have been pretty fun to try. Nick, what is he doing? What is he thinking? I don't know. I mean, he did explain his thought process of something in a washing machine falling and being in midair, and that could be cool if you had a giant cylinder, but there was no way to make that specific rolling cylinder thing happen at a human size. So he was doomed on that one by his own brain, like he often is. I don't think I have anything new to say about that task, though. It was solid. It was fun. And then we get to the tie task, which I've explained my problem with already, but I think there could have been a few different things that the contestants could have done that I would have liked to see, like actually leaving. Well, Joanne left the lab. What I would have done is leave the lab and bring the bed with me. So, like, I could tie myself standing straight up, maybe do it outside. I'm not sure where I would do it because that's a tight hallway. And there wouldn't necessarily be room in the living room because there's a table there and there's all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, that's a task that I think would be excellent to do on another series. Sorry, not another series, another version of Taskmaster, so another country. I mentioned that Taskmaster has repeated some tasks. Taskmaster UK has repeated some tasks from Australia and New Zealand. And I think this is one that could go the other way. Because they could do the terrible tie thing better, for instance. I was imagining it would blow an air horn or something when you pulled it. And that clearly didn't happen. So yeah, there's more potential there. And it was a really good task with more potential. That is exactly the kind of task that you should consider doing in another version. Then we come to the life task. I don't really have any notes on that. It was a solid task. Not super fun or entertaining, but I mean, it ended up decent. So somewhere middle of the pack. Yeah, actually... okay, maybe it's a little less than average. Maybe it's a little less entertaining, but it didn't have anything wrong with it. There are some of the elimination tasks where, like, you get one shot, and this was kind of like that because there were 5 people who all had one shot in the first go, but I don't know, there's 2 types of elimination tasks. Never mind what I'm saying. It was medium to low, but I didn't hate it. Is there anything left to say? I think there's one thing, and that's about Joanne. Yeah, curious about why her score is so far away in the UK version than in mine. Because I think some of it is there was, at least in the first episode, there was some raunchy stuff she did that I knocked her down several points for. But during this episode, I was expecting that she would actually get, that I'd be giving her a lot more than Greg. Until that third task, where for some reason Greg awarded her 4 points for that weird photo. I don't know. So I think it turned out roughly even, actually. We'll see. I don't know the exact numbers of Greg's version. I'll have to check it later, but I will be reviewing that, or I will be watching that as we continue the series. Oh, and that's exactly halfway. So I will see you in the second half of the series in 2 weeks. See you then.
Look around, son. That ain't a melon anymore. That's a Jackson Pollock painting.